You doing all right?
Good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sup Talk Radio. If you've stumbled across the channel, welcome. And if you're a current subscriber, welcome back. So first and foremost, I want to give a quick congratulations and shout out to my good friend Ron Shaw of Obvi. Him and his wife just delivered a beautiful baby boy recently. First one, congratulations. And for anybody that's listening, there might be some colorful language, so just be careful. Jojo, if you're on, I know you've got kids around. But anyway, always thank you so much. My first friend, not guest, my first friend is probably one of the most introverted and quiet people that I will ever know. I don't know why he keeps coming on the show, but hopefully we'll get some substance and he'll be able to interact with us today. As always, Robik Samborski from Apollon Nutrition.
Hey, guys.
My next friend is just killing it right now. One of the newest people on the block and just killing it with the brand, killing it with the supplements. Brad from Ninja Up.
Hey, how are you?
And a new friend to the show, first timer. Very excited to speak with him and learn more. Alex Forian, coming straight to us from Canada. Welcome.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Alex, so first and foremost, congratulations. I mean, you just kicked ass and took names the last 2 weeks. How are you feeling today?
I feel a lot better than I did the last few days. That level of depletion that we went through was really brutal just to make weight for a classic physique. But we did it, and we really peaked the right way that we wanted to. And we tasted gold not once but twice. So very happy with what we've accomplished. And now we qualify for more NPC shows, NPC Canadian shows and American shows going forward into the new season. So quite a bit of work that needs to be done, but judges do like my physique, and there's a lot of potential for me going forward. And I received quite a bit of praise from Brad and Robik too, especially coming from Robik. It means a lot. Yeah, the beard. Yeah.
I'm fucking jealous, and Rob probably is too. I can't grow nothing like that.
Fucking takes me 2 weeks to grow a little something.
I get patches.
Alex, if you don't mind, Alex, I'm going to quickly bring up your Instagram profile here for a minute just to show some of the pictures for the listeners that don't know, like, what kind of serious condition you came in here.
Go right ahead.
And he has OnlyFans, too.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if this was the first show or the second show, but just phenomenal.
I'll let you know, yeah.
And then, obviously, afterwards, perhaps with your coach.
Yeah, my coach, Alessandro Zito, he's Belleville, Ontario. So we worked really closely together for the show. And, his wife is a former pro as well, Jenna Reed. And so they're very familiar with the lifestyle of bodybuilding and, how to properly coach athletes, and especially those who are serious in the game. And it was the first time that I've known Alessandro for years. It was just the first time we worked together. He is a national rep for BioX. Supplement brand out in Canada, out of British Columbia, very well recognized, been around for the last 30 years. And he just took me under his wing. We clicked very well, and he's more than kind of just a coach. He's also, just a great friend, great family member, and someone that I look up to in terms of not just in the industry, but also just as someone that I trust to get me where I need to go for the next years or so of competing. So I'm looking forward to working with him, and it was hard because I went through a few other coaches for a couple trial months to see what they were like, and I didn't really click with them. They were more about this, the smoke and mirrors, and I don't vibe with that. I really don't. I mean, you're one way on social media, but you're another way in real life. You're not who you really claim to be. And Alessandro and I are very low-key guys, and I think Brad even knows too that I kept this secret from everyone for the longest time. I don't really put it out there. I told nobody. I just do it. And I mean, it was funny because I showed up backstage, and everyone, that a few people that I did know, turned around, took double takes. It's like, oh my God, it's like, he's back. It's like, shit.
That's good though. Honestly, you struggled in silence and then come out and crushed it. So it's hard. You need people to cheer for you, especially when you're not eating carbs and stuff. I mean, terrible.
Yeah. That was a hard part, but it's all part of the game. I mean, little sacrifices for long-term success is key. And I think that also translates into our industry, that what we do, it's like with a lot of sacrifice at first, but then, you reap the benefits at one point, and you see, all the hard work come to fruition. And I mean, a good example is that we're speaking with two great friends this evening, but two amazing brand owners, and they're both at their own phases of the industry, where Apollon is and where Ninja is. Ninja still being the baby, Apollon, still has the years underneath, but also, we can see how both brands grew into the industries that they are today, and how they really focus on the formulations, the sacrifice, the making sure they get themselves out there the proper way. But at the same time, both owners are extremely passionate, and that's where we need to see more of it in our industry now. And I'm very fortunate that I get to work with both of these guys too. It's actually fun.
So, Alex, we don't want to make this the Alex show, but let's start off with it. So, for people that don't know you, give us a little bit of your background. I mean, what do you currently do? What got you into the industry?
So as of right now, I'm an international broker. So I've affiliated myself with a lot of international brands, whether they be overseas, United Kingdom, Australia. Brad, why is Brad laughing so much?
Because every time Rob picks up his cup, I see "Have a nice day" with a finger at the bottom. Sorry, it's just,
oh God.
it's the little thing.
No. It's a little thing, God. So as I was saying, I'm representing quite a few brands in the space right now with my partner out in Florida. Brad happens to be one of my clients, and we were able to get him into a few other countries, being the Philippines, and we're looking into the EU right now, the UK. So Ninja is growing quite rapidly, and we had a nice little meeting today regarding Canada too. So we're going to be working towards that. We have a lot of hurdles to go through. Quite a bit of help is coming along the way, but it is very possible, and I'm looking forward to the possibilities what we can do with Ninja in the Canadian market. And Robin, of course, I mean, originally we reached out because I was watching the Final Scoop podcast with him, Lucas, Robert, and Shane. And from then we just started talking, and I got to learn more about Robert, his backstory, everything behind the brand, and whatever else I was able to do for consulting just to help. And I just, as a friend, I just think Apollon is another tremendous supplement brand out there in the industry that has really pushed the boundaries on what is a really serious, I don't like to use this word hardcore supplement brand, but it is a well thought out brand that advocates to that really intense lifestyle of fitness and bodybuilding. And we want to make sure all those athletes do reap the benefits of the recovery, the intensity they get from their workout. And Robert is offering something in this 21st century, which we thought would be dead by now. But no, that lifestyle is still very much there, and he's providing a great service to that. And not just that, I've seen the brand grow extremely well from the UK to Australia. And I think Robert just keeps coming out with products over and over again too, which is amazing. So I'm always trying to keep up with what's new. And I was MIA for the last 4 weeks, so I was just always I was always on Instagram, like, what's next, and just trying to really keep up with everything that's happening. But I'm very happy that I'm able to represent different brands and spaces, and being in this industry for the last 10 years or so, I've worked with very many colorful individuals for sure. And I think this is the first time I've able to affiliate myself with owners and other reps that have the same likeness and passion. And at the end of the day, we just kind of all want to help each other grow and all experience the same success. And it's very, very rare to come by. So we need to stick very close together and make sure that we are able to lift each other up in times of need. And not just that, we all want everyone to be successful. No matter who you are, if you actually have a really good product right there, I will stand behind you. I will represent you to the utmost, whether it is in my country or whether it's in the other side of the world. I want to make sure you guys are always well represented, because it's very hard. I've seen a lot of brands come and go where they have no representation. You have owners who only put in half an amount of time, and then you have investors who just want more out of it than they should actually get. But you have two gentlemen here today who have really taken the time to write out plans and game plans to make sure that whatever they do bring to the table is going to be a long-term growth, and they're going to achieve all great success with this. And I think Apollon is a great example of where it is now, not just the gym, but also the brand itself. And Brad is just at the beginning phases with Ninja, but we've seen Ninja grow rapidly within the last year. And I know Brad wasn't even prepared for this, but it's happening. And we're on one hell of a ride, that's for sure. And he's got a lot of projects in the work too, so I'm very excited to see what's next in store for Ninja. But I guess more to say is, as I'm going to stop ranting in a moment. I still have pre-workout in my system. I just love.
I won't put you on the spot and ask you which one, though. I won't put you on the spot.
No, you don't do that tonight. You don't do that tonight. I walk away from this right now, and I'm going to get a call from both of them after, and they're going to both threaten me. So I have to pick one.
We'll make sure off air you give them your address for all these promotional plugs here so they can send you a couple of checks on the side.
Oh my God, they already have my address. They can just come and knock my door and bust it down and kick my ass. I mean, I don't know who I'd rather get hurt by first, like an Aussie or a Ukrainian. I'm like, what's the worst?
Take the Ukrainian. We're not bred for war.
I just got to put a couple beers in you, Brad, and you're just ready to throw down with anyone.
I mean, certain circumstances. But
and Robert, one of the things with you and Alex earlier this year, you guys kind of did a collaboration where it was almost you did a painting for Ukraine, correct? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Alex.
Yeah,
Alex is the artist.
Yeah. So
you guys want to come back in an hour? We'll let you guys back in.
No, it's fine. It's listen. Brad and I were getting enough spotlight lately, mostly by friends and the other friends. So I think it's all Alex right now. He deserves it. Plus, he's a champ.
Yeah, go for it.
No, go for it, Alex. Go.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, I'm also an avid painter too. I studied art theory, art history at school for many years. And excuse me, I came across the idea when Robert was ideally wanting to do something to donate a lot of goods and services over to Ukraine. And I thought, maybe if I give one of my paintings as a print, it will create more an incentiveness to people to donate. And I think when Robert told me when I did that, more people started doing it. So I was very excited about it. And then, the end of this, I think I saw Carolina gives so much of herself day in, day out. And I know Robert really did express that too. And, one day I kind of called him and Jose. I was like, listen, I was thinking maybe if anyone really does deserve this. And one of the pieces I had was of a butterfly, which is a very good representation of peace and tranquility. If you go on my page, you'll be able to see it. And I think listen, she loves art, and I think she deserves it out of anyone else. And I know at first it was but I was able to persuade Robert to send it to her just to showcase how much we appreciated what she did. And it was just more than just like a painting. It had more of a great significant meaning behind it of resilience and freedom. And she was that peacekeeper that I think a lot of us needed, and she made sure that everything was running smoothly. And not just that, she is a boss lady too, so she does a lot, and I respect the hell out of what she's doing. It's very hard. It's very rare to come across a woman in this industry that has the fortitude and the tenacity to really push through a lot of the bullshit that's really out there, and to be able to make sure that and is well represented in the space. And then also the other personal things that was going with Ukraine at the time were also put forward as well, to the point where she almost burned herself out, but lucky enough she had herself a nice vacation. So I just I wanted to send that to her and to let her know that I appreciate what she did. I know the rest of us did as well, and I actually look very much forward to meeting her when the time comes too, because she's a wonderful person, and I think a lot of people would agree with that. A lot of people speak highly of her, what she's doing for Apollon, so I have to say nothing but great things what she's done for Ukraine and the brand, and just for for a lot of people in the space. So kudos to her, and I just look forward to actually maybe hopefully working with her closer within the months to come.
Brains in the beauty. That's how Robic runs it.
Yeah.
Brad, so last show we kind of talked a little bit about the Aries event. I know Robic had spoken with me on a previous podcast, but we kind of got into it, but you never finished your story about booking going into Trenton, and you should have went into Philadelphia or something or other.
I'm a fucking
How was the event all in all?
That's right. So look, in short, I should have flown into Philly, but I'm an idiot. So I should have flown into Philly, but I flew into Newark. And then it's an hour and a half drive back towards Philly. My hotel was in Philly, like stupid. Anyway, so I don't know what I told you, but I was meant to leave the day before, didn't. Mark was meant to fly up the same day, I think the Friday for me. I got up after 3 hours sleep, got to the airport, flight was canceled. They booked me on 3 o'clock, delayed me till 9 p.m., and I flew in at like 11 midnight. I could only get a damn Tesla, and I'd never driven an electric car. And I didn't know how to charge the damn thing. So I call up and I get this Indian dude, and he kind of couldn't understand me. And I was like, how many miles do you get? And he's like, unlimited. I was like, no, you got to charge that thing. I said, he goes, no, it's unlimited. I was like, no, you need to charge the damn thing. He goes, it's unlimited. I was like, don't worry, dude, I'll book it myself. So I get this Tesla. This thing's like an adult go-kart. Like, it was awesome. And anyway, so I get to the hotel at like 3:30, get up at 6 with Brett. And we just ate breakfast and went to the event. But and then after, I'm going to skip past the event, but after the event, we had to charge this damn thing. So we pull up to, there's an electric port at our hotel, and we don't have the right connection. So I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do. Like, neither plug would work. So we find a Tesla place, and then we park. There's like 15 different things. Sorry, I missed one of the best parts. Yeah, I'm trying to be quick because I'll be like Alex and you'll be here till Christmas. So so anyway, I've been up I've had 3 hours fucking sleep. I get in, I get this damn car. I couldn't get anything else. And I get out with my suitcases. I put all my shit in the car. I couldn't start this damn thing. I swiped the key, opened the door, put my suitcases in the back, and it tells you put your key on the glove thing, you put your foot on the brake and flick the switch. Not rocket science. Apparently, I'm stupid. I'm Googling, I'm YouTubing, I'm reading the manual. Like 30 minutes later, I've had no sleep. I have an hour and a half drive ahead of me, and I just want to get to the damn hotel. I go back into the dealership, and I was like, listen, someone's got to start the damn car or give me another car. And there was nothing else. I said, fuck, I need to get out of here. Anyway, they chuckle and laugh. They think it's funny, which it is. But I walk out with this lady, and we walk to the car, and she walks to another car. I was like, no, my suitcase is this car. She goes, no, this is your car. I was like, lady, my stuff's in this car. She goes, no, it's not. It's like, I put it in myself. And she goes, that's not your car. Like, so how the fuck did I get in the car there? She asked me. And I was like, I just swiped the door with the tag and it was open. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I was in the wrong damn car. I sit in the right car, did the thing, and it worked straight away. I was like, fuck. Anyway, so I get to my hotel. And then, so after the event, we had to charge this thing. Brett and I, we pull up. There's 15. After we got the wrong one, we went to a Tesla place. There's 15 different charge stations. So we pull on the end because there's like 2 other people at the other end, and we pull at the opposite end because we're idiots. We don't know what to do. So plug it in, and it has like a vacuum thing, and it won't let you pull it out. It'd probably kill me if it did. Anyway, so this thing wouldn't charge. It's like preparing to charge, but you couldn't charge it. And I was like, God damn it. So I go in to ask the lady. She's like, it's nothing to do with us. I'm like, do I need to pay? Is it free? There's nowhere to pay. Anyway, so we go over to another guy, and he winds his window up and drives off like we're going to rob him. I mean, Brett's mean looking, big traps, probably I would have driven off too. But so we couldn't get this thing to start, charge. So when they all left, we parked the car on the other side. It worked straight away. I was like, fuck me. I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what to expect. Anyway, we get it charged, and then we find out we've been driving around in like safety mode, like safe mode. Technology is a young man's game. You watch
it. It is a young man's game, yeah.
And we change it to normal. Mind you, it's a rental. So I don't have like, it's like whatever chicken mode, normal.
Chicken mode?
And plaid. And I've got like the base model, which is full. It's like nice. This thing, just one level, like it puts you back in your seat, and it's like a roller coaster. And I'm not going to tell you what I did, but this thing is very quick. Like it's ridiculous. But anyway, back to the event. It was pretty cool. I got to meet Patrick, the owner at Aries. He's awesome. He's like a big friendly giant. He had a lot going on. They had a great turnout. It was just a cool day. It really was, like, to meet other people in the industry. Obviously, I met Rob at the event. We messaged through like association. He's friends with Mark, and his partner's Ukrainian, so they've had connections. And even Alex put in, like, and even yourself had spoken highly of Rob. So that was cool to finally meet the name, the face. So we got on really well. So that was kind of cool, just to talk shit and actually talk for once rather than through other people. But I'd heard nothing but good things, so that was really cool. But the event was awesome. I mean, I don't know, there wasn't a lot going on. It was just people talking to, interacting with customers, and there was big names there. So I'm nobody, but I was just there having fun too. So it was awesome. It was a really good day.
Was it better than the New York block party last year? Robert, you know what I'm talking about.
I hate you. Well, this year I think this year we're gonna commit to another one. So I said to Rob I'd come and check out his event, and we'll be there and see what that's about. Might even have it work out in that nice red gym behind you. So it'll be cool. Have a few drinks with you guys.
Robert, speaking, is there any leaks you can give for the event in October, or is it still too early? Any teasers you want to give?
Well, first of all, I got a text message from the boss. So Carolina texted me. She goes, I guess this is criticism towards me. She goes, Alexander is wearing Apollon Nutrition. Sean is at the gym, and I'm wearing Gasp. So then she said, Alex, this is, I guess, message for you. Tell Alex I'm not that pleasant in person. Sorry. Yeah. And Brad looks like somebody from an older Russian pop band. So I guess that's a compliment because she likes that. Yeah, so I guess she'll share that information with you in October.
I can't hug, but I can't sing, but hugs are free.
Oh, that's perfect. In terms of Apollon All-Star Seminar, we actually been working on it today all day. There are some pretty big names that I would say committed to the event. We're gonna have Guy Cisterino back again. Evan Santopani is gonna come. So that's a pretty big name. There are a couple, 2 or 3. Branch Warren's going to come, of course. And, we're going to have a couple of surprises. Not so much surprises. I'm going to confirm them in the next literally a week or 2. But Brad is coming, and that's big because we're going to get a lot of hugs. And that's a good thing. This industry needs hugs. Alexander confirmed that he's going to come. You're too old, so we don't even know if you're going to be able to make it in any way. So you probably don't even know when it is because, you probably forgot about it already.
It's tomorrow. I already got my oxygen tanks filled.
But it's promising to be. It's actually a pretty cool event. I always like to raise the bar a little bit, so I'm just aiming for it to be better than last year. Pete is going to be there, unfortunately, so at least we're going to have one old guy to represent. We keep telling him not to come, but he keeps coming. Yeah. But it's going to be cool. TJ, Fitness Deal News. TJ is going to be there. And Shane confirmed that he's going to come back,
Really?
and he's going to be there as well. So Shane from Stacked and his beautiful wife Nikki, she's going to be at the event. Eric Schwartz, obviously. So it's gonna be quite an event. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. We're gonna keep posting more and more information as we go. But I would say that the details about the full panel of guests is gonna be revealed in a matter of about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I actually, something that Alexander said that kind of stuck with me, because it comes back to the conversation that Brett and I had. And Alexander said something about that he doesn't like the term hardcore. And it's funny because I don't like that word either. Considering that Apollon Gym is considered to be somewhat of a hardcore gym, and I think pushes people away. It scares people away, because even when people come face to face with me, I, believe it or not, I had a few disappointments where people go like, "Oh, I thought you'd be bigger," So it's actually flattering more than anything. But I think that hardcore, the word hardcore definitely pushes people away. And if people refer to Apollon Gym, so to speak, I would prefer old school, maybe like kind of like that vibe. But I would like it to feel like a more welcoming environment for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And now when we talk about supplements, in the beginning, I'm guilty myself. I used to say that Apollon Nutrition is a hardcore brand. Right now, when I might still say it, but I will say exactly. I will say like hardcore premium, like at least add something to it. But in reality, I think that somebody is butchering the English language, and I finally realized what it is. So when somebody says about the brands like Apollon and Ninja, and they will say, "Oh, it's a hardcore line. It's a hardcore line." Some people will say it as a compliment, and some people will say it as if it's too strong, too powerful, and whatever. In reality, if you look at both brands, then hardcore most likely means fully dosed and actually good supplements. So hardcore is, maybe it's another way of saying premium, loaded as fuck, or whatever you want to say. But I mean, I think that the hardcore itself, it should be probably perceived more as a compliment, because it seems like it's more and more like, look, these supplements are hardcore because they actually dose properly, they fully transparent, and they actually kick ass. You feel them, while the other ones that are not hardcore, softcore porn, I guess, they're just not that good. But I can definitely see why Alexander said like he's not a big fan of the word hardcore, because if he's representing a brand overseas and he would go and approach a client and say like, what, I have this hardcore brand, it automatically can push people away a little bit. Oh, holy shit, this fucking has cocaine in it or some crap. But in reality, it's to present it as a not hardcore but a premium brand, fully dosed, fully transparent brand. I think it's just classier and more appropriate.
Well, no one's going to argue that you have crazy labels, like they're good, but your marketing is kind of like what we wanted to achieve too. It's playful, maybe not. It's relatable. Like we have animated characters. Like you have the same kind of artwork that doesn't have like a muscle bound freak on it or doing something crazy that you want to push people away. But you're right. When you look at the dosages, I mean, it's not rocket science, but there are certain amounts of certain ingredients you have to have, which not every brand does. And then you get people that go, "Oh, it's hardcore, it's a stim bomb." Well, don't have a whole fucking scoop. Like, I'd rather you have one scoop and use less than have to do double scoops. And I'm not going to put the 1, 2, whatever, but like, I'd rather you get 60 servings or 30 or whatever, double than less, because then you're going to complain. But no one ever complains if you get more. Like, and that's like, get your tolerance level. Like if you do a half or a 3/4, fucking sweet. But I think it is a good thing, but hardcore, you'll eliminate 25% of your audience.
Well, because it's intimidating, like, for example, I see Annie just commented, loaded as fuck. I mean, Apollon used to be a place where maybe 10 years ago, 8, 10 years ago, you would hardly see a female training at the gym. I mean, if it's a female, then it's some, bodybuilder, like she's pretty jacked. It would push people away to a degree. Even sometimes today, I will hear that where people will say, "Oh, I can go to Apollon. I'm not big enough, or I'm not at that level." And so you basically, it's almost like a flattering thing that people that go to Apollon are serious. But on the other hand, like Brad said, it pushes people away, and it's very, very wrong because I mean, yes, we are in a supplement business. Brad and I are making money off making supplements.
Yeah.
But the key word, I mean, Alexander is making money off supplements as well. But the key word is, it's business. It's still business. We need it to make a living.
Yeah.
So why would we limit ourselves only to this bodybuilding circle, which is a very, very small tiny niche where we can actually, what's wrong with Ninja or what's wrong with Apollon to be sold to a broader audience? What's wrong? Like, okay, maybe some of our pre-workouts are on a stronger side, but you can use half a serving of stuff that we offer. In most cases, actually, Annie, you're beautiful. And thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure actually having somebody like that at the gym. Beautiful woman, trains for a show, kicks ass, and that's what it's all about. But it's a still very welcoming environment where everybody's welcome. And coming back to pre-workouts, like half a serving of Ninja or half a serving of Apollon pre-workout, some of them are more packed than you have a full serving on some of the supplements over the counter, but just the word is not hardcore or something like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't use the word hardcore for that. I mean, that's just doing the right thing by the consumer and not just saying 20, 40, but you've got to really only have 20 scoops because 40 is just shit. Like,
exactly. Pete, you're not beautiful, you fucking sexy beast.
It's the beard again.
But do you think, though, that hardcore, and maybe for Brad too, do you think hardcore sometimes is synonymous with the high levels of caffeine? Because nobody of us says, "Oh, it's a hardcore because it's got 7 grams of citrulline in it."
You see, I disagree with that. I'm sorry, Brad.
You go.
I disagree with that because the thing is like I own Apollon. 600 milligrams of caffeine is high for me. I'm transparent. I'm like one hit of 600 milligrams. I can handle it. Yeah. But honestly, I'm more of a guy. I wouldn't go with 100 or 200. I would say I'm somewhere in a range of 300 to 400. That's my range. You're old, so you can't fucking have caffeine. Alexander has his levels, and Brett has his levels, and I have my levels. But the truth is that there is actually, Robert Chinatsky posted about this numerous times. There is actually substantial proof that you can have 700, 800, 900 milligrams of caffeine. There is nothing wrong with it. The toxic levels or the levels where it's potentially dangerous, I'm sure Alexander knows about this, are way higher than that. Yeah. I own a gym. I see people walking in a gym and getting energy drink that has 300 milligrams of caffeine. He fucking finishes the drink and he grabs another one. Yeah. Boom, 600 milligrams with no citrulline, with no fucking agmatine, with nothing. Just fucking stems, just pure caffeine. So a hardcore caffeine 600, you know what? If you have a heart condition, maybe you shouldn't be fucking taking even 200. There is no such thing as low. A low for somebody, or take Lucas, for example. Lucas fucking can take 1,000 milligrams.
I was about to say Lucas has a tolerance level that I think any of us have ever, heard of or seen before. It explains why he does all the cardio to begin with, because he just can't stop. So.
But Brad, you're the same way though. You say you generally by lunch you already got 1 gram under your belt of caffeine.
Yeah. So actually, at the event, I think I was telling Rob. I love stims. Like I have ADD, so it kind of like balances me out. But it's showing, like studies will show, like caffeine on that kind of overactive nervous system, it does kind of like balance it out a bit. But I would drink 1,000 to 1,500 a day, which I'm not bragging. It's just stupid. So
it's something you can handle.
Yeah. And I would do it easily, but I went on a stim. Today I had like 100 milligrams. So I cut it out. I had bad headaches for a week and a half. But now I'm good. And I'm trying to keep my tolerance low, but I just love it. I love stims. I move all day. I get up at 5 or whatever, and I finish work at 1 and I just keep going, but I love it. But that's me. So And what Rob was saying, I think customers are more educated now, which is great because it saves me or Rob having or Alex having to do it. You know, I think that the uneducated, not as a bad term, but people that don't know ingredients will look at caffeine, and just because caffeine is like coffee, you know, and you relate that to, and that's where the uneducated will look at high doses of caffeine as a negative, which it always, you know, but it's on tolerance level. But if you have just caffeine, like what Rob said, in energy drinks with no nootropics or nothing to round it off, then yeah, you're going to have issues, just fucking shakes, because you've got energy but no focus ingredients, you know? So I think that plays a part. But I mean, caffeine's one element. Like I love isopropanol synephrine. Like I love that. And, you know, but people don't always know what these other ingredients are. And if you have 400 megs of that and 300 of rye, and then you start to stack all these other ingredients, 400 caffeine's nothing, but you stack it with other shit, that's when you can start to, you know, have fun or get into trouble.
And people have different tolerance levels, and people react differently. Today, two of my friends tried a pre-workout. We're testing something right now, and it has alpha yohimbe in it, about I think 2 milligrams or something like that. So one of the guys absolutely loved it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, it works." The other one hated it because he reacts different to alpha yohimbe. You know, so who is right and who is wrong? Well, neither one. You know, it's a reaction. Somebody's going to take 500-600 milligrams of caffeine, and, you know, and he's going to fly. And they say, like, well, it depends, you know, also how big you are on your size. Well, Andy just said she can have lots of caffeine and she's fine. You know, it's a bikini competitor. So I don't think it's like, it comes down to individual, you know, how we handle certain things, how we react. You know, with area gerensis, you know, some people say like, oh, 100 milligrams is more than enough. Okay, maybe for you, but for some, I mean, there is no scientific proof of how much. There are no guidelines. With caffeine, we actually had studies that it can be as low as 200 milligram and can be high for athletic performance as 700, 800, 900 milligram, and everybody is different. And I think you have to find out. That's the reason why I'm going to say, like, you know, even if somebody said to me today, you know, like we said about competition, I mean, and I said it before, like, for example, Brett and I, we should be competitors. We are competitors in a way. It doesn't mean we have to be dicks to each other. This industry is huge, you know, and I love his products. I love his company. I mean, I speak very highly of it, and I will continue doing so. And as far as I know, he does the same in return, because there is no need for it. And if somebody's going to say to me tomorrow, you know, I prefer Ninja Up, you know, instead of Hooligan or Assassin, fucking go ahead, use it. You know, I mean, the market is big enough for everyone, and if something works for you, then stay with it. You know, if you want to use something else, there are options. You know, and that's the reason why I keep saying I'm a firm believer. Do not do fucking competitions when it comes to best flavor, and do not do competitions when it comes to best pre-workout. It's the stupidest thing ever. Best pre-workout just does not exist. You know, I mean, you can say best, you know, you can say best in a category, maybe. I mean, it's your business, so you want to say that yours is best, that's fine too. But in terms of when they give awards to the best pre-workout, I always wanted to say, like, what are you basing it on? You know, that's the reason why I like the way Shane did it with Stacked, where he says this is based on what him and I guess his wife and Nikki, what they like. It's just based on their preference, and that is 100% fine. But when you're analyzing the whole industry and you're saying, well, this is the best pre-workout, best for everyone, because the thing is, some people cannot handle stims. Some people like lower stims products. Some people like, you know, more of a pump product. I mean, we have so many subcategories when it comes to pre-workout, and everybody has his own preference. You know, my favorite example, for example, the one that we make is Lionheart. Has less than 300 milligrams of caffeine, but everything else kind of comes together. And because I like combat training and I like a little bit more endurance, that works for me. But I might give it to you, and you're gonna say, "Well, this is shit," and you're not gonna be wrong. you will not be wrong, because that particular pre-workout does not work for you, and that's it. So, I mean, you coming and you're saying, well, this is the best tasting protein on the market. Well, if if the brand owner says it, or you work for the company, I understand that's where your loyalty is and that's where your business is, and you're putting your heart and soul into it. But when somebody comes out, you know what? I've tasted so many fucking proteins. This is the best tasting ever. Okay, nice. Continue drinking it. Why are you making it a claim that this is the best tasting protein on the market? It's
Based on who?
it's based on one person, you. Nobody else said it. Like we released in bare knuckle root beer flavor. Guess what?
Yep.
I've never had root beer in my
I hate root beer.
life.
I hate that.
Never had it. I go and my manufacturer goes like, we have a very good root beer. I'm like, okay, well, I don't give a fuck about it. But I brought it to the gym, and we give it usually to sample to different people, and they say like, well, this tastes exactly like root beer. It's so I went out and I bought root beer because I never had it. I tried it. I was like, okay, this doesn't taste very good.
No, we didn't grow up with this.
We didn't grow up with it. So, but it tastes exactly like the flavor. So we knew when we ordered like different flavors, we ordered root beer the less. I mean, it was a minimum amount because we knew people that like root beer, they will drink it, And I had people sending me like, well, you know what? I hate root beer. Not going to buy that. In the same fucking day, I would get a message from somebody, root beer is the best flavor you guys have. I mean, we have different markets. Like, I'm pretty sure Brett does not like every flavor that he makes because
you always got your preferences.
He has his preferences. I have my preferences. That's just the way it is.
Like with the protein, like I love salted caramel, so I made a salted caramel protein. It's out of the 4 I've got, it's my least seller, but I fucking love it. So, I mean, when you talk about terms of flavor, it comes down to the individual. So to say whatever's the best, like, and what you said before about the I mean, the same thing, like Alpha Yo, like when you were talking before, some people love that. Some people gives them flu-like symptoms. So if you're snotty nosing and coughing and whatever, like you hate alpha, it's going to be the worst fucking pre-experience of your life.
And it destroys the entire formula. The entire product is going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
But there are those people, and then they say, and you know what? I hate when they send a message or something like that, or they post a comment. You know what? You have a great product, but Alpha Yo is unnecessary. Unnecessary for you. Don't use it. There's shitload of other products on the market. Go use one of those.
Yeah. And the other thing I think you touched on, and Alex said earlier, I met Alex when he worked at another brand. I don't know if you want to say whatever, but you worked at another brand. So, so when you worked there, we started engaging just, hey, like through messages. And then, I sent you products and just for fun, And then Rob, when I met you, the same thing, like if you've got to beat or win market share by putting down other people, I mean, you're doing it wrong. You need to focus on your shit. And it's like a car yard. You want to buy a car and you go down, there's like 30 dealerships. You might like this, you might like this, and you might buy this or these aminos and whatever. Like the market share is huge, and you need to win on your merits, not putting other companies down. And that's a big thing. Huge thing.
Yeah. So our friend Annie here was wondering, and I'll open up to anybody, what are your thoughts on L-Dopa in a pre-workout for focus?
Brad, you use it in any of your products?
I don't use L-Dopa in my pre, no.
So I tested. I mean, maybe Alexander knows a little bit more about this. I like certain ingredients to use, solo, just to see if I'm gonna get much out of it. It seems like with most pre-workouts, for what I've seen, like what we tested, I'm not saying it's not good, I think that there are better options, like really, really better options, especially today. And I feel like a combination of something like, I'm a huge fan of Alpha GPC. I think that's a great ingredient. I mean, unfortunately, some of the companies are underdosing it because it's not cheap. But if it's properly dosed, that in combination with a good dose of even something like L-tyrosine and perhaps lion's mane, I mean, that combination for me is just far superior to just L-Dopa, and it's just, and even on their own, all three of them on their own. I mean, I have a bottle of Alpha GPC at home from NutriCost because they do like those single ingredient products. So I got a bottle from them, and I tested it, and it works great. So I just think that, I mean, Annie, if you want, I'll bring you some. I have at home just as a single ingredient, and you can give it a shot. But I just feel that there are better options today than that.
Especially when you use like alpha and lion's mane. I mean, those two ingredients kick ass. Like,
yeah, they're not even expensive. I mean, on their own. I mean, they're not cheap ingredients, but at the same time, they're not like, those trademarks, crazy ingredients. But yeah, I agree. I mean, they're just far superior.
And they're not. It's not worth cutting the corner. Like, you add a few cents here and a few cents here. I mean, I'd rather have a better product that someone's going to fuck yeah, that's awesome, than you save 30 cents per pre. I mean, it's not even a question at this point.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I mean, you know what? That's always what I've been saying, because look, your supplement fact, just like mine, I mean, anyone can copy us. It's not that hard. It's not like we are these geniuses who are coming out with like superior products, because that's not how it works. We just take certain ingredients that are proven to work at dosages that are proven to work, and we put them together, and that's pretty much it. The difference is that it's expensive. It's expensive. It's expensive to put out a good product, especially in today's market and with today's cost. It's especially now, it's ridiculously expensive. And I think that, there is no other way but saying it, is that if you don't see properly dosed products on the market from any company, it's because they're just trying to save money. I mean, they're either trying to put out cheaper products, or maybe they budgeting in a certain way where they're putting more money into marketing, whether it's, and I touched upon this on the final scoop, whether it's, expensive, beautiful labels, or they advertising, or they paying, influencers, or they paying ambassadors, or they paying these famous athletes. I don't know. They're not paying anyone. They're just trying to, to cheapen the product. It can happen. Like, listen, there are levels to this, and I keep comparing it to cars. There is nothing wrong really with Kia. It will get you from point A to point B. I'm always using that reference.
Yeah.
But there is a reason why BMW or Mercedes will cost you a lot more. I mean, they both cars. I mean, pre-workouts, there are a shitload of pre-workouts, from crappy ones to good ones to fully loaded to proprietary blends. But it's expensive to make. And then, at the end, like, we know that, for example, Alpha GPC, 600 milligram, 50% is the dose. I mean, we know the tyrosine has to be, I think a minimum is 500 or 750, and 2-3 grams, that's, so say the average is 1,000. That's it. But we know that at that dose it works. We know citrulline, you need to have a minimum of 3,000 milligram, and you can go as high as 8 or 10 or whatever. So those things we know. So anything, if citrulline is 1 gram and Alpha GPC is 50 milligram, it's an underdose product. But here's the trick, and I see a lot of companies and a lot of people in the industry are using the word synergy, what I actually fucking hate. I hate that word, because to me that's an excuse. What do you want? You want Alpha GPC at 50 milligram with tyrosine at 25 milligram, and together maybe they're going to give you synergy. No, I want them both fucking fully dosed.
They're not stackable like that.
Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. But you know what? You're a genius, and you put together this secret formula of underdosed ingredients. But guess what? When you put together, they're going to produce magic. So look, a $2 pre-workout is going to be just as good as $15 pre-workout. It's the same thing. No, it's not.
Even worse than the pre-workout market is the gaming segment. Like, before we released Ninja Mode, like my gaming one, I used to look at so many people's labels, and just like they would put a sprinkle just to have it on the label, And actually, Rob, I was looking at your new release. I was kind of impressed. Like, I know I should be, but I had a look at your label. I was looking at it the other day. I need to get some, but I was actually really impressed. Like, not that I shouldn't be, but
no, thank you. I appreciate it. I know what you're saying. Thank you,
the
bro.
fucking label's full. And these people, I think the gaming segment, and people are idiots because, like, if you're sitting there playing games, like, and fuck, when I was younger, I don't have time anymore, but you can drink 1 or 2 energy drinks. And look, that's 300, 400, 500 milligrams, depending on the energy drink. So when you have a gaming product that has 75 megs of caffeine, I mean, and 100 megs of lion's mane and 50 alpha GPC, like, I don't know what you're going to get out of that. So,
well, like I said, an excuse that's going to be used. Like sometimes when I see a formula like that, I'm thinking to myself, "You motherfucker, why don't you put it in a prop blend?"
Yeah.
You know, just do it a prop blend. It's a lot going to be more fun.
You can hide it, yeah.
Yeah, hide it, because this is embarrassing. But you're coming out, and then they say, like, a lot of research went into this, and this is a synergy, and we tested it. I'm like, really? Is anyone buying this shit? You know, but
the whole prop blend is like 1,000 milligrams, which is what you would put, say, nearly lion's mane or almost alpha GPC, depending. It's just. It blows my mind. And then you have all these fake reviews on like Instagram that's the best. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, reviews is just a whole other. I mean, that's something that's been pissing me off for a long time. I mean, I think everybody knows my opinion of review channels. I mean, disgusting. I mean, that's how they get basically paid to lie. That's all it is. I mean, you can get a review channel to basically promote for you. I mean, maybe that's the reason why your label sucks, because you're paying a review channel to promote your crap.
Yeah. And look, there are genuine like people out there that do reviews. And I think you mentioned like TJ before. He's like done all of the Ninja products, I'm pretty sure. He's actually good. He sneaks under the radar, buys everything in reviews, which is great because he's impartial, which I love and respect. I think he likes most of my products. I think he like my burn. He didn't like it, which is fine. Like, that's his choice, But that's fine. Like, that's his review. And I like how he says labels aren't labels too, because you don't know. It could be a shit quality version of said ingredient, or they might not even have it in there, So like labels, you got to trust the company now. Like,
I mean, it comes down to. I mean, like, sometimes when he used to say labels, just labels, I kind of at first disagreed with him.
Yeah.
I still think that there is a fine line, because if it's a legit product by a legit company manufactured in a legit facility, then the label is not going to be just label. Shit's going to work. Unfortunately, and I learned it the hard way, and one of my early products, Chaos, I think it was very first or a second version, we did with this one company, and unfortunately it was underdosed, severely underdosed. I had to, when I found out, I had to fucking throw everything away, and it was a huge mess. But you gotta, I mean, I guess, sometimes we have to go through this, and I was just a beginner. It was the first year, I think, or second year. It just, those things can happen. So in that case, the label looked pretty appalling, but when you took it, there was absolutely no thermogenic activity whatsoever, and that's what made me very, very suspicious. When I got to test the product, it was shit. So in that case, label was just label. So you got to be very, very careful. But TJ is definitely one of the best out there, if not the best, because he actually reviews the products, and even certain things that he said about. I mean, I have to admit, I would say maybe even all of the products that Apollon released, he gave it thumbs up. But in terms of flavor, we not always agreed. But that doesn't matter, because I have my opinion, he has his opinion, and I think he should be able to be free to express it.
And it's good though, because you can't agree with everyone. And if someone is you kind of also got to take that into account. But at least I can agree with you. Root beer tastes like shit. I'm sorry, all you Americans gonna fucking hate me, but to me, it's like I don't mind licorice. Like licorice back home is different to licorice here, but root beer just like it's like medicine.
I just I lived here for many years. I'm yet to try pumpkin pie. So
I love that. I fucking love pumpkin pie.
I'm yet to try it. It never appealed to me. Just the look of it, I was like, hey,
I'm gonna buy you one. I'm gonna see you in October-ish?
Yeah, October.
Costco. I'm gonna go. I'll show up with a fucking pumpkin pie. The weirdo with a big pumpkin pie.
Dude, you're gonna give us first test a fucking Costco, whatchamacallit, mass-produced pie? Come on, dude.
Oh my God.
Hey, look,
we have Costco like walking distance from Apollon.
Yeah. Well, if you come, Sean, like you can show me the way. I mean, I'm a tourist. I'm gonna claim that. So
And it's next week again, right? The Apollon is next week.
Yeah, sure. Come right over. We'll be waiting for you.
With open
I'll
arms.
fly up. I'll get another Tesla.
So, guys, let's look at some of the quick questions here that came in, and we'll kind of wrap things down here. So, with the rise of food and flavor collaborations, would Robic or Brad ever do one? I guess kind of referencing some of the Ghost and the Rise, that kind of stuff.
Oh, shit. Tell you what, I would do a collaboration with Brad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It may have come up once or twice, but let's just leave it at that for now.
Yeah,
I think they meant like with a cookie company or a flavor company or something.
I'm not against it. I know that's the
Okay.
I got the question, but seriously, yeah, Brett and I actually talked about it, and we're definitely going to talk about it more because I would gladly collaborate with anyone who I respect, and like I said, with Brett, it was like instant friendship, and that's the reason why I even told a friend of mine today. I said that today's podcast is going to be a walk in the park because it's just a podcast with a friend and some old guy. But but in terms of collaborations with like cookies and famous companies and stuff like that, I want to, I think that I was kind of like misunderstood when I didn't really criticize, because we're talking about Ghost, I guess, and Rise. I didn't criticize any of them. I think it's a great thing. I think it's phenomenal. Why not? If they can pull it off, if it's something that they can bring to the table, by all means, fine. I support it wholeheartedly. I think it's great, but I still insist, from my perspective, that's just the way I am, and you can tell by the products that we make. Formula and the product comes first, because what is a collaboration on a flavor? It's a fucking flavor. It's all it is a flavor. It's a taste. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's cool to see. It's impressive. It's nice. But at the end of the day, take, for example, and this is coming from me personally, so it doesn't mean that I'm right, but you have Ghost, for example, Chips Ahoy. I didn't like. Sorry. Ghost Nutter Butter, I absolutely loved. Amazing. But what did I like? I like the flavor. What? At the end of the day, the flavor matters, especially if it's a amino product that you have to sip throughout the workout. You don't want to fucking throw up. If it's a protein shake, you actually want to enjoy it as well. But it's a flavor. It's a fucking flavor. So the fact that it gets attention, of course, when it's like, some famous company, like, Sunny D, for example, or something like that Rise did, it's great. I think it's very, very impressive. But if you ask me about the Rise pre-workout, what is it? All I can tell you, it's Sunny D. I don't know anything about I don't remember even the product. I don't remember the ingredients. If you ask me about Apollon, okay, that's not fair. If you ask me about Ninja, I actually looked into the labels. I don't even fucking remember Brad's flavors.
Come on, I thought we were friends.
He doesn't even remember his own sponsored athlete flavors, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I remember what caught my attention immediately was obviously the look. I like the look because it kind of jumps at you. But you know what? I've seen a lot of very good looking labels that the product sucked. So the first thing that you do is like you look at the supplement facts. That's the most interesting thing.
Yeah.
So why did I like Ninja? Why did I say I'm impressed by the company? I said it on the final scoop before I even met Brett because of the product, of what's in the product. I know it works. I know it will deliver. It takes just one look at the supplement facts. So his amazing flavoring and his amazing labels. If I turn the container and I see that it's shit, you can fucking shove it up your ass. I don't give a fuck about your product. I'm not taking it. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, priorities. There are beautiful cars, but they don't really perform. And there are badass cars, but you fucking look at it like, shit, this is impressive. So it's, I think we have to have our priorities. That's mine. If somebody's more impressed with the flavor and collaboration, good for you.
I would say we already had worked with a really good flavor house. It's really no point of collaborating with a chips away like company. I mean, Brad has a great pre-workout flavor, fitness job, the juice drink, and I think we already know what that really is. You don't need to go and collaborate with them, but you already work with a great flavor house that they can just make that flavor on its own. So if you were to do that, it's just more for a publicity, so kind of a marketing gimmick to draw more attention. But it already does taste great, but the formula really does speak for itself. So if you do that, as Robert mentioned, it's just more to gain more attention for the brand. But the minute you turn it around, it's just expensive and like cool. That's all it is. It's just sugar, water, and caffeine. So you don't need to go searching high and low and paying for certain trademark rights when if you have a really good flavor company that they're able to do anything. And I know two great ones in Canada that they're able to take whatever flavor you want to make it happen into a protein, or pre-workout. We have the technology. I think it is cool with the collaborations. I think they're really neat, and I would love to see more going forward. But it depends on which brand fit that mold. It's not going to work for everyone. But as I said, I know Brad has more flavors coming out within the next month or so. So I'm looking forward to that. I know Robert, you as well. So I don't think it's always as necessary. You're not trying to be the next place for Rise or whoever or some sort. So I mean, stick to your guns. And if someone approaches you, then I'd be open to conversations for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brad and Robert, do you finding it harder and harder to formulate products?
I don't think it's hard, but like you want to always be better. You want to keep improving. You talk about like L-Dopa, your alternative. I prefer. I've got a bit of static. I don't know if that's me, but I'll turn down. I prefer like cognizant, like so. If you have a product with this, you always want to see, is there any new ingredient? Does it have, and when you say synergistic effect, like I touched it last time, I have a high stim, and was working with Brett. So I liked the Raya and we did Thin Fen because they synergistically work. It doesn't mean I lowered either dose. There's an effective dose for both. But I mean, I don't think it's harder to formulate, but you always want to kind of be better or up yourself. And it's not, I'm not competing with say Rob or Rise or Ghost. I just want to keep making my shit better because that's, I stay in my lane, and then that probably makes Rob be better. And then when he's better, like I said, he's a gamer product. I was fucking impressed. I might need to go look at my label again. So, I don't think it's harder, but for me, it's my personal drive to be better.
Because Robert, you're dropping stuff, it feels like every freaking week, and I know some people are losing track of what you're dropping. So I don't know how you're keeping the juices flowing. I know you have advisors and help in the back end, but it's got to be tough sometimes, I'm sure, for you.
Not really. No, it's fun. I think that we have it. To be honest with you, it's we do have a few I would say, I would call them friends first and foremost. I'm blessed to have people like Alexander in my corner. All it takes for me is just like fucking text him, and he'll get on the phone with me, and he's more experienced in the industry than I am. He's more knowledgeable. So in certain things, like I'll pick his brain. And we have a good marketing team, which is 3 people who are absolutely great, and they're helping us out. They freelance, but they input is definitely very valuable. But in reality, it's me and Carolina. I mean, that's pretty much it. Alexander knows, but I think that up until about 2019, we had a bit of a mess going on where it was like just a little bit too hectic. The company was growing, but it was all over the place. We were both kind of like, except the manufacturing and the formulations was me, but everything else was us. Right now, I think, have a better structure where Carolina is pretty much running the business aspect of Apollon, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to athletes, and when it comes to running the company altogether. She is just much more organized, and she is, I would say, more decisive. And what I'm trying to say is I'm the pussy in a relationship. This partnership is definitely, I'm the bitch. Actually, I was joking to one of my manufacturers. I said, well, Carolina she's gonna get her new business cards. It says, Apollon CEO, and I'm gonna have Carolina's bitch. That's gonna be my title. I'm not kidding. I'm actually gonna do it. But because I'm able to handle what I'm good at, which is the manufacturing, the formulations. I have those relationships already. I'm not saying I'm that good, but what Brad said, it's not that hard to put a good formula. It's not, because you know what, the knowledge and the information and everything is out there. You just have to read, you have to research, and you have to do your part. It's not that hard. I mean, where it looks impressive, maybe what Apollon does or what Ninja does, is, again, it comes down to a very, very simple things. Fully dose your fucking products. That's it. I'm not saying everybody should be doing it. Again, on the last episode of The Final Scoop, I used Jay Cutler's pump product as an example. He has literally like maybe 3 or 4 ingredients in it. That's it. The citrulline, I believe, is only 4 grams. I'm saying only, but it's actually more than enough. It's actually a decent dose. 4 grams of citrulline is nice. And he has, I think, 2 grams of arginine nitrate, which is also nice. So you have a product that is well dosed. It's a good product. It's not quite like bare knuckle, for example, not like one of Ninja products where it's like fucking packed. But it doesn't have to be, and yet it's still a very good product. He's not charging a lot of money for it. I mean, I'm like fucking advertising for Jay Cutler right now.
But it's a market. There's a market.
It's a market. Stick to it. Jay should stick to it, and he does stick to it. And I think he's doing a phenomenal job. Yeah. I don't need to be, if I'm going to come up with a product that looks suspiciously identical to Brad's, I can just copy his label. Yeah, it's not illegal, but it would be stupid. And you know what? Now I'm just like copying somebody. I think it's also kind of like, there is no dignity in it. There is no glory in it. I'll stick to what Apollon does. Brad should stick to what Ninja does. The market is enough for everybody. And, he should worry about his company. I should worry about my company. We have our customers. He has his customers. Sometimes my customers will try his products and he has mine. Nothing wrong with it. But it's not that hard when you stick to what you love and you stick to what you know and do. And obviously, to your question, about releasing products, it just comes down to discipline and structure. But still, in today's market and with the supply chain and everything else, we still also get into delays. We also get into problems. It's just that we planned out a little bit better and are able to handle it because Kay is handling her side. Even when Alexander and I talked about certain business aspects, I was like, Alexander, you know what? This actually part is more Carolina. they got together and they talked to each other, where maybe something else with manufacturing or some issues like that, I'll hop on a phone with Alexander and I'll talk to him about it. So as long as you have that trust and you have that structure within the company, I don't think it's that hard.
And the payoff, like when you throw something out there and people are like, fuck yeah, this is awesome, and they really love it, and they're like, genuinely, it makes their workout or their day better, that's rewarding. But if I just copied Apollon and shoved it in a tub, I mean, I love trying new shit. Like, I'm the guinea pig, and some of my friends are too. But like, it took me forever to find the sweet spot with my high stim. And I can't wait to get that out. Like, I'm fucking excited about it.
You keep talking about it, man.
Well, it's like, and for me, that label's huge. Like, I'm silly to probably, well, you'll see when you see the formula, but it's costing me more than it should. But I mean, it's not always about the money. Like, if you do the right thing, the money will follow. And even now, ingredients, every time I put in a PO, like, it's more. And you just got to stay true to yourself. But I can't wait to get it out. I'm excited because the amount of times I had 600 milligrams of caffeine and did this and changed that and whatever, like, that's where you get proud. That's where you're different. Like, Ninja's different to Apollon, and it's awesome. Like, and then we can talk about it and throw ideas, and same with Alex. Alex throws suggestions. Like, I've always said to Alex as well, I don't know everything. I'm learning every day, but you've got to be open to that. And, the more you learn and the more you speak to other brand owners, I mean, we're all in it together in some regard. So
yeah, so you need to just freaking drop it. 900 milligrams and 10 milligrams of alpha yo, right?
There's a point where, like, yeah, but you'll see the formula. I'm pretty happy with it. It's awesome. I actually added more to it. I kept adding more, but there's a point where you can't. You got to stop.
Yeah. We don't want to kill someone, man. But I'm actually really excited to see it. So whenever you get that label, please send it over to us, man, because you keep talking about it, but like, I barely know what's in it half of the time. So
I had to change all my damn labels. It's just logistics. That's all it is. It's the tub size had to change because they couldn't get plastics. I had to change the label. So, well, actually, Shane's gonna kill me. I got a talk with Shane tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to
that. I didn't get back to his email. He wanted to know what we might announce it at the Stacked event. So something to look forward to next month. So that'd be cool.
So we'll rip through a few more questions here and we'll wrap it in, guys. So I appreciate it. So Alex, you might have discussed this earlier, but congrats on your recent wins. What's the overall goal? Pro card?
Great question.
Pro card and just a major show, or what's the long-term plan?
Yeah, I think pro card is a long-term goal for me. Like, a lot of people don't know, but first of all, do I sound better right now, or do I sound more muffly?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, good.
You sound Canadian, but you sound better.
I sound Canadian, but you sound like a fucking Aussie. No, better yet, you sound like you're from Tasmania.
I got the accent. I don't have anything else but the accent. Just put me on a black screen, blue screen, green screen. There you go.
That. I've been competing since my 20s, and I got my European pro card for the European League. But then COVID kind of came around and kind of fucked things up with a lot of competitions, and I didn't want to have to fly on the other side of the world and compete in Estonia. Well, I just wanted to compete in North America. So once COVID was mostly in Canada, once the pandemic was kind of said and done and less shows were being canceled and everyone had that liberty to like actually do a real prep, that's when we said, okay, I'm going to give NPC Canada a try, and we came out pretty victoriously on top, and I was very thrilled about that, and it just kind of motivates me more to go and get my pro card now. I believe I have great potential going forward. I know Robert has mentioned that as well, and it's not just to throw out bouquets of compliments. It's genuinely that you do have the potential. So working towards that, and also being very intertwined within the supplement industry too, helps a lot. Not to say that, like, you know, I have like 500 different pre-workouts downstairs and a bunch of different holistic and natural vitamins, but it keeps me within the realm of the industry, and that's what even motivates me more to continue within the sport, but also to provide more insight on certain dietary supplements, whether someone is an athlete, someone is doing it for a lifestyle, what products work best for them, and especially whatever brands I'm introducing on an international level, what their clientele is looking for, what their distribution is looking for, and how I can navigate them in terms of what's the best strategy to sell this. And this actually goes back to the word hardcore. I try to avoid that word as often as I can with certain brands, only because it might push them away depending on which country I'm speaking to. If I'm talking to someone in Dubai, that word hardcore is in their face 24/7 because they want that. Even guys out in Egypt too. But if good example, Brad, the Philippines, if I mention the word hardcore, it's like, oh, no, we really don't want that. I can't use those type of phrases. I have to make sure it comes off more as a lifestyle brand, a sports lifestyle brand that provides, a sense of well-being, and you're able to accomplish your goals from it. So, and all to say, bodybuilding is not just, me stepping on stage, flexing, then going back to a 9-to-5. It's me doing my sport, but also involving myself with a bunch of other dietary supplements that help me perform better in my task. And I know that would help perform other athletes as well. So I think it just all in all has that complete circle. So we're just going to go after what we want, baby. And I just want more gold medals. That's about it.
Do you want to go stay classic, or do you want to go bodybuilding, or do you know yet?
I gotta do classic. I'm just dripping with finesse, so I have to do classic.
Do you see Bumstead as a long reigning champion, or what do you think if you had Brad's crystal ball?
Pardon?
Well, I'm asking Alex. Chris Bumstead.
Chris, no, I
go ahead.
Yeah. I do. I think he has another maybe 3 years underneath him. I know that, probably by the time he reaches his 30s, I don't know if he's going to continue in the sport or kind of retire from there. But like, I've had the occasion of speaking with Chris, because he's a Canuck like me, and he's not too far, and I've seen him at events and all that stuff, and he's a god. He very much is. He's just a statue. So you'll see why when you see him in person, and you'll understand why he's the best. So he does have a long reigning thing going on, but there are other great athletes that are just right there that can easily throw him off by a point if he comes off slightly a bit. But he's always going to have that it factor that is 1 in a million. So, I believe Chris is going to still, get out there and actually retain his spot in the classic physique. But I wouldn't be surprised if someone else comes up the ranking and really puts him toe to toe. But so far, there has maybe 1 or 2, but no one that's really been able to really throw him off the podium.
He's a good looking dude, like all bullshit
he is.
Aside. Some people
he's handsome. No, he's extremely handsome. Like I'm this amount of gay for him. Like,
there's a pill for that.
Of course there is.
All right, guys, 2 rapid fire questions here to let people know inside of you. So, meal with anyone alive or dead, Robert, who would it be?
Oof.
Yeah.
I have to say you. I mean,
I know I'm halfway. I know I am somewhat dead, but anyway, bitch.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how much longer you have left. I mean, especially at your age. So it might as well give you that fucking gift of life to have dinner with such a handsome stud as me.
It would have to be a shake. This might not have to put my teeth. It would have to be a shake. Brad, what about you?
I fucking don't know. Oh shit. Can I phone a friend?
They're all on the call here. You have no more to call.
We're not friends, by the way. I'm going to call someone. Who should I call?
It's Crocodile Dundee for sure.
I'm going to call someone.
Alex, what about you? Alive or dead? Can be popular, non-popular, or anything.
Oh God, if I would have to do that, I'm going to be an artist right now, and I'm going to probably just have to say probably. Wait a second. Come on, Jean-Paul Riopel. He's a Canadian artist, and he had a really fucked up life. So I would
they said
love
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van. Well, that too sounds pretty good, but no, I wouldn't do Jean-Paul Riopel. He's just a fucked up artist that I kind of studied a lot during in school, and he had a very interesting. He had a very interesting life. I know it's probably something that a lot of people would want to hear. It's like, why would you have dinner with an artist? But no, like I said, guys, this is what I studied for a majority of my life, so it is very, very much still a part of me. Or Brad and Robic are still pretty good as well. They're like
I was for shits and giggles going to say Rob, but then he got Sean. So I mean, I'm just going to say I'll get
Brad. As soon as we get off from here, I'll text you. I lied. I just wanted him to feel good.
I mean, he's got an audience. This is his platform. You have to stroke the ego.
He probably already forgot what I said.
What are we talking about?
We went for the early bird special at 4.
All right, last one. Robic, favorite all-time 1 or 2 movie?
Ooh, fuck.
With that one.
That's a tough one. I don't know. Like, you know what? There are so many of them. I'm just gonna say probably the one that it probably it's not gonna be my number one. It's among few number one. So I'm gonna say Rocky.
The first one.
You can't go wrong with Rocky, man.
Yeah, Rocky. Rocky is a type of movie that no matter when you can always watch it. It will always inspire you. It's that's like like people say Apollon is a hardcore brand. I hate when people say Rocky is a boxing movie because
it's not a boxing movie.
It's not a boxing movie. It's a beautiful story about an underdog. It's a beautiful story that if you work hard and given proper opportunities and being in the right place in the wrong time, you can achieve anything. Even though I don't believe you can achieve anything, because if you're fucking 5'2", you're never gonna play in NBA. No matter how badly you want it. But the thing is that if you really strive to be, the best, and you want to get something in life and you want to achieve something, your heart and your mind can fucking get you through a lot of obstacles, and you can really reach the stars if you really stick true to who you are. And I think that Rocky kind of represents that for everyone, not just boxers.
Yeah.
Brad, is Crocodile Dundee your number one movie, or?
You know what they say about a knife, right? I'm not even going to say it to everyone, but I would have said Matrix. I got nothing after Rob, but I mean, that was a fucking badass movie when it came out. They just set the standard on different cinematography. And for me, I know what I did, and it was awesome. I just remember when I went and saw it years ago.
You know what? Being a movie buff, whenever, Australians are, kind of pointed towards Crocodile Dundee, I'm always thinking why? There is a bigger hit than Crocodile Dundee that has kind of to do with Australia, and that's Mad Max.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Nobody fucking talks about that brilliant, beautiful fucking movie that is a really, really classic. Everybody brings fucking Crocodile Dundee. Like what the fuck?
That Crocodile Dundee or that the gentleman that died, Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
They were awesome, individuals, but when I watched them, I'm like, fuck, do I sound like that? Do people think I mean, yeah, I just no.
You want to be, Mad Max. You want to be Mel Gibson. Yes. You want to be a badass. Paul Hogan is probably one of the ugliest guys you'll ever see.
It's just he went to jail for tax evasion.
If anyone could fucking replace Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger, that would be fucking Paul Hogan.
Yeah,
that's how ugly that motherfucker is. And you fucking throwing Brad takes time of his work to come on the show, and you're fucking comparing him to Crocodile Dundee. You're fucking bringing that. What the fuck? Give him something, Mel Gibson. Give him Mad Max.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just don't say the newest Matrix.
You got my back.
Don't say the newest Matrix, because that was a train wreck.
Yeah, it was terrible. God. I didn't even know where did it even come from. I thought it was a remake that they pieced together because of COVID, but they actually filmed it. Yeah.
Brad, can you say crikey?
I don't. It's terrible. I say the other Australian word, which I'm not going to say on here, but
Fair dinkum.
Huh?
Fair dinkum. Everything's fair dinkum there, Brad.
No, it's another one which I'm not going to repeat because I already got told I was a PR nightmare last time. So there's certain words I try not to say. But if you hang around,
close us out. What's your favorite movie or movies?
I'm not a movie buff like Robert at all, but I think I've always had a place for Casablanca. My father introduced it to me at a young age, and it was always a film that it's funny, I can never really sit through movies. That's why you'll never see me at theater, but I plan every time Casablanca would be on, I would plant my ass down on the couch and not move. There was something about it. There was something about it. I just so captivated by every moment of it. I think I was just very engaged by the acting, Humphrey Bogart, and it was a beautiful black and white film for its time, and I respect the craft and the art behind it.
Well, you are an artist, like
100%, like personality wise and everything else.
So, but all you guys, thank you so much. It's truly been a pleasure getting everybody together again. Not guests, it's friends here. Yeah. Hopefully, you guys would love to come back. And for anybody listening and watching, follow us on YouTube, Instagram.
Can I leave us off with one thing?
Please take us out.
Yeah, you know what? I think I think for the last few months too, especially us here in Canada coming out of COVID, I've seen a lot of brands really going at each other in terms of oh my god,
sorry.
Fuck, thank you, dude. Wow.
That's all because of Brad.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm actually putting some
letter in the mail now.
Kids through college because I got a swear jar.
Alex, go ahead, continue. What were you saying, my friend?
No, I think this is just as a good example of two brand owners coming together, and as Robert was saying before, that there's enough success for everyone across the board, and everyone can focus on their own thing and be the best. And quite frankly, for the last few months, I've seen a lot of brand owners, go at each other, talking shit about each other, and honestly, it just devalues them and their products. And quite frankly, it's really disgusting. So I think what the platform that we're on now, on how Brad and Robic are in the same industry, two different brands within their respective categories, can easily sit down, have a conversation, and talk and shoot ideas off each other. Yeah. I believe we need more than that. And after speaking with so many different brands for the countless of months, especially me and Mark, we've noticed that there are a lot of individuals out there who want to take advantage of other people's success and not work and collaborate together and grow as a unit, because COVID really destroyed a lot of brands, a lot of reputations. People show their true colors. We all need to come out of this, build ourselves up together, and not consistently, playing each other down and just to get ahead. It's those early 2000s are over. Yeah. We can't afford to do that to each other anymore. And if you want to, by all means, we have this thing called social media, and word travels very quickly. You want to talk shit about something, you want to, steal formulas, you want to discredit a certain brand, by all means, let the brand do their talking and prove to the rest of the world that we are the highest quality, and we just want to create great products. And while the others will fall very short, and I've seen it time and time again, and it's just a fact. So I think this today was really a good example of, two brand owners, like you guys did a lot of the conversation, just having fun, shooting the shit, and, bouncing ideas off each other. And we need more of this in the space. So I hope that we can continue to do this with other owners and just have fun with it, guys. That's the whole point of this industry. We love what we do, and we just want to help everyone grow.
And I think it's, what Alexander said, it's absolutely beautiful, because the thing is like, it pains me to see so much negativity in this industry. And I understand that it's not only this industry, it's probably every industry. It just happens to be that we are part of this. You know what? You will never see, and the reason why Brad and I hit it off, and I actually told a few friends today, like, I'm actually looking forward to meeting this guy, because he's a great guy. I like his products. I like his line. And at the same time, like even some people pointed out, but it's the same as Apollon. It's a hardcore brand. It's the same thing. Even somebody, I told Brad, kind of suggested that Ninja copied Apollon, which is complete bullshit, because it's a completely different product. If you look at the formulas, They are, I mean, obviously we have some of the same ingredients. Obviously, we have to, but the signature moves, so to speak, they're completely different.
Yeah.
You're not going to see Ninja looking like Hooligan or Assassin, and you're not going to see Hooligan or Assassin looking like Ninja. And because we're just not those types of people, we are
there you go. You got the old label again.
Yeah, we are different, and our formulas are different. And the thing is, it's like Brad said, it's about Ninja trying to be a better Ninja and Apollon trying to be the better Apollon. And and it's not about who's gonna beat who. It's not about who's gonna steal whose customers. We have our fan base. He has his fan base. Because we do things still differently. There are certain, not even similarities. Maybe similarities are in honesty, in transparency. Maybe that's a similarity. That's about it. I will keep supporting him. And like I said, I mean, since the cat is out of the bag, yes, Brad and I are talking about possibly doing something in the future. And at first, when the question came up, and I kind of looked at Brad, and Brad looked at me, and we smiled, because I wanted initially to keep it a secret, like kind of like project or something. We're not doing anything yet. But yes, we talked about it as a possibility, and I would be honored to do something.
And likewise,
because I mean, listen. Number one, it's business. Number two people that became friends in the industry, which is very rare. Why not? And like Alexander said, there is enough for everybody. You don't have to be a dick to each other. I'll never steal anything that he does, and I know vice versa. But I mean, as soon as he comes up with any product, I will support it because I know that it's going to be a good product and I will have his back. And that's the way to grow and to be better. Bounce off ideas of each other. Maybe he can point out and say something like, you know what, I saw something cool. It's not exactly for Ninja, but it would be cool for Apollon. I'll definitely listen. I'll appreciate it. I think that's what it comes down to. I just wish the industry would, not our brands would keep improving. I wish just the industry would keep improving because, like Alexander said, true colors of certain individuals came out, and I'm glad to see them because the thing is I'd rather see who you are for real. So you know what? If you're a dick, so be it. Now I know you're a dick. But if you're a friend of mine, then great. You know what? Let's build upon that friendship and just get better.
Yeah, definitely. I'd rather know where you stand. Up front. And if you hate or whatever, sweet. But there's people will give you sugar-coated lie and talk shit, and that's not the way you're gonna be successful in business. And like you said, there's enough of the pie, pumpkin, have it will, for everyone.
Yeah, and JoJo's right there. Robert always seems to be the bad guy calling, but always
calling out the BS, but he's always highlighting other companies, so you got to give him credit.
Yeah, you read the rest. Thank you.
Both. It's both. You've given praise to a handful of companies tonight as well. Not just Ninja. There's a handful, and I mean, like you keep saying, it's your opinion, and people can't fault you for your opinion. I have my opinion. Alex and Sean, you have yours. And you're always going to ruffle someone's feathers when you give your opinion and they don't like it. But, I mean, that's that sugar-coated lie or the harsh truth. I don't like this for this, but they think that that's good. And that's cool too. But, I mean, you got to have praise and, a good balance. So, a bad guy, I get, but you're not because you give him praise where credit's due.
You know what? I honestly don't remember because I'm actually, up there in age with the old fuck. I'm slightly behind him, but just better looking. I don't
like you.
That's the reason I don't remember, but I said it to somebody I think yesterday, where somebody said something about me and bad guy and whatnot. I mean. The three of you I consider friends. I don't think that any one of you would say that I'm a bad guy because I was never a bad guy to either one of you. And I said there are two sides of me. There is the asshole Rob and there is a nice guy Rob. I prefer the nice guy because I believe that's who I am. The only reason I'm an asshole to you is because you brought it out in me. It's you, the one who forced me to be a certain way because you asked for it. And when I'm that guy, even I don't like it. But unfortunately, you know what? I don't have it in me. Like certain people will keep quiet. If you're gonna cause shit, or if you're gonna call me out, if you're gonna try to backstab me, if you're gonna attack me, my brand of my loved ones, well, you kind of asked for it, and guess what? I'm gonna come right back at you. And not only you're not gonna like me, I'm not gonna like me. I'm not gonna like me. That's not that side. I talked to a friend before the podcast, and I said, this is going to be easy. This is going to be fun because it's going to be conversation with friends. This is not going to be aggressive bullshit. Like I said, the bad guy that even I don't like. I'm not a bad guy. I think I'm pretty nice.
You call it how it is. And
I just call it how it is. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand or don't live that way. They live the backstabbing way, the lying way, the two-faced way. I don't live it that way. You're nice to me, you get exactly the same in return.
Yeah. And look, imagine if I was a dick when we met, or I'd been talking shit. I would have seen that other side, and then Rob's a bad guy, but I mean, there's cause and effect. So people always look at the response, but it's like, well, what happened to cause that? And you're right. And everyone has the capacity to be, but I think it's unwarranted just to go, oh, someone's a dick just because they stood their ground. People, if people don't like your opinion, then they got to also look at the causality of where it came from too. So
in closing, guys, anything else you want to cover? Otherwise, we'll let everybody get on to their night. Been always an honest pleasure and always fun as always.
It was fun. Let's do it again.
How the fuck did I spend an hour and a half with you guys? Shit.
I know, right? What, an hour and a half that you can't get back? I'm so sorry, Brad.
I'm glad you realized that too. I'm going to invoice you for this.
You asked.
And I'm the Jewish guy. He's the invoice here, and I'm the Jew. Go figure. This is so fucked up. All right,
I got to pay for my visa somehow.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I know that
thank you, everyone.
Sean has to go to bed. I
need to go take my Ninja Zen and go to bed. But Alex, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much, my friend. And Brad and all.
Ninja Zen is probably Ninja Zen. In your case, it's gonna wake you up.
It's not a test booster.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, to take the whole fucking container.
But for everyone listening, thank you so much. Tune in and look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Thank you, everyone.